Hello there, and welcome to ESL Go4 Week 4. This is the quarterfinals match between Noggano and Jesulin. I am watching this live because the ESL live cast team of Stormless and Magpie had a vote, and they're watching Cruz versus Love Nest. I really want to watch Noggano versus Jesulin. Me personally, that's what I want to watch. I'm missing casting. I told myself I'd take a break. Already missing it, I've got to be honest. But yeah, I think the more coverage we can get, the better. Obviously, I'd rather people focus on the Twitch live channel, so if they're casting that now, that's great. But for the history books, this is going to be Noggano versus Jesulin. Two excellent tournament level players. Jesulin goes straight for the garrison here. He's going to stop an early harassment attempt by Noggano. Folks Grenadiers and Kugelwagen are going to work in symbiosis. The Folks Grenadiers are going to soak up the damage, whilst the Kugelwagen is actually going to push the conscripts out of cover there. So instead, the conscripts of Noggano are going to go north into this little garrison here. Elsewhere, you've got Jesulin's Stern Pioneers being dominant in the west. I believe this, yeah, we're going to go for a Tier 2 build. So it's the same build we just saw Noggano do against Von Asten, which is 3 conscripts, 1 extra combat engineer straight into Tier 2 Maxims. Great build there. So let's just look at the timing of this. I mean, it doesn't time itself that well that he can just build his Tier 2 straight away, so he's going to be lacking a little bit of suppression and such. He has managed to cap this with conscripts here. There's fuel point. This is very important on Angerville, but protecting your garrison next to your cutoff is equally as important. It looks like he's going to lose that to Folks Grenadiers. Elsewhere, looks like conscripts and Stern Pioneers are going to tango very shortly. You'll notice some reinforced barricade has been put up behind that yellow cover. Stern Pioneers, however, are going to move over to the east now, probably just to solidify that for Jesulin. Bargain doing some excellent work. Folks Grenadiers also peppering this position. You'll notice, so he's going to put a shoe mine there. Nice choice. No, he's going to prepare the Kugelwagen. This is actually allowing Noggano to claim the western fuel, so it's not getting that prominent. You'll see now the Tier 2 is up, and he's still very much in this game, especially if he manages to get some flamethrowers on his combat engineers, because that'll allow him to de-garrison the building of Jesulin's forces. Possibly seeing a mine to be laid. He's going south, maybe just to harass this combat engineer. Conscripts are out of the battle. Not a kill to their name quite yet. Just doing capping. We've got Folks Grenadiers behind yellow cover. Noggano in no man's land, getting picked off from a distance, as you will see happen in pretty much every situation there. He's got no cover to put himself behind though, so he's just having to soak up the damage, it seems. This looks like Jesulin has actually played this match to a T, and there's so many little tricks of the trade in this particular game that just show you just what a great player Jesulin is, and why he's so absolutely dominant. Here comes the Rock 9 flamethrower. Rock S3 rather. Got that so terribly wrong. I'm going to push inside that building. Maxim is now out. Kugelwagen's putting excellent pressure on the conscripts, but they make it to medium cover. Will push the Kugelwagen away. Did not manage to cap the fuel, only decap. Right, he's got his conscripts remanned. He's going to be able to push back into this territory sector. He's keeping the garrison, although he could probably push out of there now because he's got the de-garrison tool and the flamethrower. You'll notice, oh, he's gone for battle group headquarters. He is playing this safe. He could have gone for mechanized, you see, and that would have meant a quick loops perhaps, but no, he's not gone for that. MG34 coming out. He's gone for Luftwaffe ground forces, as most tournament level players do, as OKV. Second Maxim coming out from Noggano is the same build as against Von Asten, and he is staying in this battle. I mean, he's ceded a lot of fuel control to Jesulin, but he's managed to stay in this battle overall. Ooh, Stern Pioneers going down to 1 man. That's a good bit of manpower attrition. Maxim's going to be able to push into position and cap this fuel. Elsewhere, he's not actually capping this fuel right now. This guy is just on the cusp. Well, it looks to me like he's in the circle, but I don't think that those circles are entirely accurate. Shame on Relic. Shame! MG34 versus Maxim. battle of ultimate suppression. Looks like the Maxim won out in this particular situation. A lot of health damage done to the MG34. And look at this. I mean, Noggano's kept a cool head. He's got his Maxims getting into position probably to take this building. And yeah, he's done well for himself against immense pressure from the Spaniard. And currently Jesulin is repairing his troops, healing his squads, repairing his Kugelwagen, I meant to say. Nice skin on it. Let's have a look at this skin. It's a beautiful skin. There you go. With a nice all goes TF decal there. Ha! Shades of Ammo Pullet Side Funk on in the casting booth. Elsewhere, we've got a nice push here. Probably going to be laying some mines with the minesweepers, but in general, right now he's looking for shoe mines, and he's wise to as well. However, he will have to very quick reaction times from Noggano. Did you see that? As soon as he saw the Slim Pioneers, he was like, woof, like turned about face 180 straight away, turned on a nickel or a dime, or whatever you want to call it, a sixpence if you're in the UK. That's the old football phrase.
Has been cut off.
Getting into position, MG34 is going to try and stop this pretty inconsequential decap. I mean, it is only a territory point that connects one other point, so it's not exactly the best situation, but it will stop Jesulin from pushing that western engagement for a little bit. I mean, you've got to remember that standard territory points do give line of sight, so there's always that facet as well. So if you hold them, you can keep your side of the territory a lot better, and a forward point such as this one will help you do that. Just a little bit of food for thought there. What else will Noggano be getting from Tier 2? He currently has 550 manpower and counting. Fallschirmjäger is an option. He could put them deep into territory. Probably wait for this house to be vacant, I'd imagine. Maxim turns around, focuses on the Focus Grenadiers, but they do get, yeah, you had a Fallschirmjäger pop from this building. Great reaction times again from Noggano to a hard retreat, the Maxim. I mean, he didn't have much time to see the Fallschirmjägers jumping around the hedge, but he managed to do it regardless. Here comes the flamethrower to get rid of the Focus Grenadiers. Fallschirmjäger's pushing away the conscripts. Jumps straight out of the house, doesn't want to tangle with them, and he's right to do that. Another SWS truck coming now. What do we reckon? Do we reckon Schwerpanzer? I'm thinking Schwerpanzer around here, that'd be nice. Keep that side of the map, keep the victory point in his control. Oof. Look at the long range DPS of the Fallschirmjägers. Absolutely evaporated the combat engineers there. MG34 pushing into the west. He has got the Maxim to worry about though. Yes, it is going to be a very aggressive SWS truck. I mean, you'll notice that there will be, if he managed to get Zis guns around this position, he could pepper it with fire, but we've seen no such thing as of yet, and it's probably going to be a dominant Schwerpanzer. That big, heavy flat cannon, peppering the victory point, possibly even, if he gets range, peppering anything that gets just north of this fuel point here. But in general, it'll allow him to push a little bit harder in the west, because he knows he'll have an anchor point in the east to be able to keep that. So I wonder what Noggano's doing. I mean, right now he went back to base to get his Takovi battalion command up. He still hasn't chosen a commander as of yet. And it's all quiet on the western front, because obviously Angerville Farms is indeed on the western front. Not many mines laid yet. I mean, we do have minesweepers on both sides. He's currently looking for them with his frying pan. Notice the Fallschirmjägers will actually drop conscript models here if they stay behind that cover. Know what they're doing? Oh, they're hiding behind the bushes, possibly to throw a grenade. We'll have to keep an eye on that. Big push from Noggano. He's yet to see that these Schwerpanzer's waiting for him. The flat cannon will announce its arrival on the field very shortly. Surprised we haven't seen a Zis gun yet. Very surprised indeed. I mean, that he pretty much always want to build one at some point, in my opinion. Nearly destroy the Fallschirmjägers. They're a very squishy unit. They do tend to die quite quickly. There's the Schwerpanzer opening up on the conscripts, push them away. We've also got the combat engineers still pushing on. The Kubelwaggers peppering them with fire. Elsewhere, you've got Volksgrenadiers versus combat engineers. There's an MG34 watching over them. And you've got... Is this our first? No, this is not. They're just cutting the barbed wire there. I think what may have happened there is we saw an exchange in barbed wire, seemingly. Right then, so Raketenwerfer has been built, and it's going to be an excellent position to thwart this very late T-70 from Noggano. Obviously this is a quarter-final game, it's a best of 3, so he can afford to lose one game, but then he can't afford to lose a second. That goes for each player. I mean, they do have a second chance, there's double jeopardy in this. But you don't want to cede too much VP control. And look at the VPs, they've barely gone down. We've had so much changing of hands. It's been largely a fair contest, a lot of parity maintained. Flamethrower coming in. Again, it's always about the flamethrowers on Angerville, because when you lose your garrison, you definitely need that flamethrower to come into things. So there we go, nice symbiotic pairing of the ZIS and the T-70 coming onto the field. More than likely going to push the west, I'd imagine. Excellent hunting ground. Mine comes down, he probably saw that though. Centering grenade goes in. On the mine. And he uses the Shreks, he's trying to get rid of the mine, that's nice, he definitely saw it then. Did go off in the end. I can't believe that, that's great usage of abilities by Jesulin. He's flanking the MG34, it hears it coming, retreats hard. This is going to allow Noggano to take up the west. He currently has a nice position in the east. He can't push this victory point, but he can just sit there. But it's all going to be about what comes out of tier 4 for Jesulin, that big Schwerpanzer headquarters. He's got increasing amounts of fuel. Of course, he did take 120 hits on his bank balance by deploying the Schwerpanzer. So it will take him a little while to come up, but when he does, he'll have a choice of the Jagdpanzer, the Panzer IV, or the Panther. In the meantime, with the 400 manpower, he could get the Obersoldaten. Oh, this is dangerous in the T-70. Has he swept that area recently? Oh, doesn't need to, because the Raketen was actually the problem. Attacks ground, misses. A lot of fire down on this position here. A lot of fire down on these troops trying to get into this. I don't know why he retreated actually. Possibly could have soft retreated in that time and got behind a heavy haystack and kept his position. Interesting. T-17 vital repairs, of course, does have shock rifle. No, it has crew repair, doesn't he? So he can do that. Just a feature of the old T-70 there. He's also got the Su-76, so he'll have a decent amount of anti-tank now. He's got the Su-76 and the ZIS gun. We've not even seen any armour from Jesulin yet. I wonder what he's saving for.
Our territory is falling into enemy hands. Incendiary artillery is now available.
I wonder what he's saving for. Jesulin could push the west. I mean, he has a little bit of infantry. Most importantly, he's got the MG34s to suppress. He's got the Raketenwerfer to answer the threat of the T-70. Of Volksgrenadiers, he's actually, Noggano has actually done great preservation this game. He's only got veterancy 2 on 1 Volksgrenadier. Manages to preserve his troops and stop his opponent getting too much by way of experience, which leads to veterancy, which leads to a more powerful late game for Carve. Conscripts getting into position. Gonna again take the fuel point for Noggano, and he's also got the western fuel point as we speak. It looks like he's keeping it for now as well, thanks to a great barrage by the Su-76, and the T-70 tries to get the kill, but the Raketen takes a great first fire from cover, and he's going to possibly wipe the squadron tree. No, he loses out there, but instead focus on the Raketenwerfer. This would be a great steal for Noggano, great flurry of activity. Elsewhere, Fallschirmjägers in a battle to the death with the conscripts. Maxim pushes up. Kettenwerfer has been stolen. Be able to just whack that in a garrison, and then it won't be too much pop cap taken. If it should die, it'll be untakeable. What happened with the Maxim there? They just span around. Mine coming up in the munitions. He's using mines to keep mines. My stepdad has arrived. Get yourself a beer, Andy, from the fridge. Top shelf.
Anti-tank mines set to go.
Very interesting situation. We possibly are in for a long game here. Very long game indeed. Don't quite want to pause it, even though I do have a visitor.
We are losing territory.
He's told me to carry on, and carry on I shall.
You needed fire support?
This is, of course, cast to file, because the cast team is covering a different game right now. Just doing this for YouTube, just making him aware of that. Panzer IV Aufgeh is the first unit from the Schwerpanzer for Jesulin. Great medium armour unit. SU-76 keeping the west. He's also got the... What else has he got over there? He's actually ceding the west currently. It looks like he's focusing on the east. But the Panzer IV is going to destroy the sandbag fighting position. He's also got a great amount of infantry pushing in this sector. It looks like we're having a lot of exchanging of hands here. Now Jesulin is in the ascendancy. He's managed to push him away from the east. He's pushed him away from the west. Largely thanks to troops having to be repaired right now, mainly the T-70. Panzer IV pushes in on the heavy building. Could you get me one as well, please, mate? Got a bottle opening. Panzer IV doing a great garrison activity on the building there. And push it away in a moment's time. Look at the very deep mine there for Noggano. Obviously stopping any big flurry of activities from OKW. Just manages to get out of there, but here comes the Panzer IV. It's going to get found out by the SU-76. Ricochets off the frontal armour. Fallschirmjäger's doing great DPS on the now veteran 3 combat engineers. Wants to keep them alive because the healing power of them in the late game is just so great at getting your tanks back in the battle. Panzer IV is going to burst through the wall there, looking for a target, and that target is the combat engineers. Doesn't manage to find it. Elsewhere in the west, we've got conscripts now capping the victory point. Dawning on them is Folks Grenadiers, and you've got an MG34 trying to watch over anything that comes over into that middle territory. Pushes them away. Victory points in general. I mean, Noggano has managed to be resilient. He pushed Jesulin further down, just as he was in that Von Asten game I also cast. He is very good at focusing on victory points and keeping himself in the game in these tournament level situations. And this is just game one. Titanic contest here between these two fantastic competitors. Panzer IV has found the T-70 in a bad position. Is there any anti-tank waiting? There is a Zeisgun and there are Kettenwerfer, so he could bait him into that situation there, Noggano could. Elsewhere, you'll notice Jesulin has soaked up the east. He's got 2 victory points in his control. Most importantly, he's got this strong house position, so be able to keep it for a long time. Looks like the combat engineers are going over to the west as well, so Noggano definitely wants to try and focus on this engagement for now. Second Kettenwerfer has been built, so watch over that. Panzer IV doing some gardening there, destroying the tree. I mean, let's look at the fuel situation for both players. They're actually lacking in fuel. I mean, I suppose Panzer IV are deceptively expensive, especially considering they come behind the 120 fuel costing Panzer Schwer headquarters. Doesn't look like we're going to see anything else from Jesulin for a while. Kettenwerfer has been focused on by the Fallschirmjäger. It's going to wipe the unit. Panzer IV is going to be able to push in a little bit heavier. The Zeisgun isn't quite in position. What is the SU-76 doing? It's firing on its own squads here. SU-76 could actually get aggressive on the Panzer IV. Oh, he's gone for the mechanised regiment headquarters. This is going to mean he possibly could push for the King Tiger in the late game. It's going to be a long way to get there though. He's got 80 fuel now, 310 minus 80, of course, that's 230. So he's going to need 230 more fuel. It's like saving for a Tiger or an IS-2 from 0. Su-76 is doing great light artillery barrages on the infantry, pushing them back. Elsewhere, nothing's happening in the east. It's all about this western engagement. T-70 peppering the infantry with fire. Still not much veterancy rolling in for the Volksgrenadiers. Only 3 veterancy 3 on 2 squads. So Noggano's done excellent work here. Now he's finally pushing for the east. He's probably got to watch out for shoe mines. No, none of them have been laid. I mean, the Stern Pioneers have largely been busy. There's just an MG34 watching over this position. Top shelf for the fridge. There's Prosecco then, on top of that cabinet. Sorry, I got it as a gift from work. I didn't buy it. Yeah, rapping Prosecco. Prosecco and casting strategy games on the internet. Woo! That's funny. Alright, back to the game. Sorry about that. We've got the Fallschirmjägers and the Stern Pioneers pushing on this garrison. Going to very quickly decrew them. I mean, the high DPS of those units will surely do that in no time. I say that, but it doesn't seem to be happening too quickly. This grenade will help. That was the Blencourt Bear smoke grenade. Very good at getting rid of units from buildings. Don't want to linger in that. It's largely similar to flame damage over time. Not quite as much DPS, but does the same trick. My visitor just said bomb going off and popped the cork of the wine there, or the Prosecco. Here we go. So Noggano doing exactly what he did in that previous game, using his excess munitions. I mean, look at the amount of munitions he had. He had nearly 500. Using it to use the incendiary artillery and pushes Jesulin's forces entirely away from the west. Elsewhere in the east, we've got prolonged engagement. Conscripts being found out by the high DPS duo of the Fallschirmjägers and the Stern Pioneers. Going to push them away in due course. Maxim getting into position. Suppresses the Volksgrenadiers. Conscripts got a difficult retreat path. T-70 is going to help out immensely, though. Combat engineers getting into position. Going to try and push away the Volksgrenadiers. The Maxim did most of the work there. They're just taking the credit. Ooh, we've got a Jagdpanzer IV coming out next for Jesulin. He did not want to wait for his King Tiger, and he may have been wise to. I mean, well, Noggano's 110 fuel into his 230 journey for the IS-2, so 220 away. So Jagdpanzer's going to hit well before that. We'll be able to tango with these Su-76s, though, especially on this western flank. I mean, you've got a lot of line of sight there, although it is mostly a hill. Thank you for not using a wing. Pull up a chair, mate. Okay. I am going to try and dumb down my casting a little bit so my visitor can understand what's going on. He's not exactly into his command and conquer, as he calls it. So you'll notice a demo charge here on the western victory point. He's also putting mines up, so Noggano is going to keep the west. Mostly it's been, like, if literally... Oh god, look at the lag there. But he's taking up a massively south position and a southern approach as Noggano. Jagdpanzer coming into play here. He's going to fire those Su-76s. There is the Zis gun waiting for him though. And the Zis does fire and penetrates that frontal arm. And the Su-76 does not manage the same trick, however. Here comes the Rakettenwerfer in cloak. It's got its buddy from earlier, the one that got stolen. And the Panzer IV is also going to find the battle. Jagdpanzer can't push in as it would like, though the anti-tank has done the trick. Demo charges waiting for the troops to get into position. Elsewhere, you've got conscripts pushing again for the fuel. Let's look at the victory point situation. Victory points 363 for Noggano, 343 for Jesulin. Raketten does get pushed away. There's not much, shock units by way of Noggano though. Look at the amount of manpower the guy's got. What is he doing with his manpower? He's got 76 I see, if he keeps building things, and he's only got 76 pop cap, so if he keeps building things with that incredible manpower, he won't be able to afford his IS2, you know, he'll be pop capped for it. He's got great preservation, so you can see what he's thinking there. T-70 doing great work there, but the Jagdpanzer's found it! Kills the light tank!
We are suffering vehicle
Su-76 does try and take out the Jagdpanzer from the side. They're not going to be able to do it. A lot of armour on that medium armour tank destroyer.
flanking attack.
Left, Andy. Left is volume control. So my stepdad's deciding to play an electric guitar in the background there. That's not very wanted. Write down, please, mate, if you're going to play it. Felschmieger's pushing in against the conscript behind their sandbag fight position. Who will win? Probably them if they manage to get their grenades away. But here comes the Su-76 with a light artillery barrage. None of them find the mark quite yet, but it's only a matter of time. One more shot. Oh, the Felschmiegers dodge it. Have to retreat though because the Mosinagats did do the damage over time there. Do you want a plectrum? Stern Pioneers getting suppressed by the Maxim. So you managed to get outside the fire up, but it's just there's one model here that's actually letting the entire side down there. Ooh, the Panzer IV is pushing for the Su-76. Will they get a shot off? Anti-tank grenades going in. To no avail though, because it's not even taking any health damage. Su-76 goes down, just leaving this one Su-76 in the west, which is currently trying to get into the east, but it's too little too late. Great foray by Jesulin there. He has slipped below in terms of victory points, but he's just made a big claim for himself. Look at the amount of floating done by Noggano, and he can surely use some of that manpower now he's lost that Su-76, and why isn't he? 1,001, nearly 200 manpower floated in a tournament level game. Not exactly to be advised there for anybody watching this if you're a new player or whatever. Jesulin's keeping up the pressure though. He's now building the Stuka Vizus, walking Stuka. Yeah, Panzer's done its job. It managed to destroy the T-70. Panzer IV's done its job, managed to destroy the Su-76. That's 2 big wins for the plucky Spaniard. Su-76 climbs up to veterancy 2 just by penetrating the frontal armour of the Panzer. Here comes the Jagdpanzer in the west. What's it looking for? Possibly that second Su-76. And what is Noggano doing? 1,260 manpower. And he wonders why Jesulin is suddenly looking stronger. He's just not got the same amount of presence on the field. He's only got 56 pop cap as well. This demo could surely be coming into action very shortly. Incendiary grenade does help push away the squad. It was already retreating regardless. So here comes the big off rocket artillery wielding unit. I mean, he could have built a second Zisgun. That's what I would have preferred to have seen. Second Zisgun. I mean, I know we've just seen the walking Stuka, so possibly not actually. Then again, oh, here comes the IS-2. He's just used a lot of that manpower. What else has he built? He also put shock troopers on the field. So he's just used like a mini shock army there. The big bunker busting heavy tank and the shock troopers elite infantry come on the field. Then IS-2 nearly wipes the Felschmiegers on the first hit. It does get Fausted, does get penetrated by the Jagdpanzer. And this is situation critical now. The Jagdpanzer's pushing in. But no, the IS-2 manages to get out of there. So it's first and only action on the field for the first few minutes of its lifespan. Oh, and the walking Stuka comes in. It gets 3 kills on its first hit. Shrek fire, veterancy 5. That happened quickly. Will the Jagdpanzer come in for the kill? No, it's been pushed away adequately enough by the Raketenwerfer and by the Su-76. It isn't going to be able to get the kill. Where are the combat engineers? They are currently trying to cap this IS-2, but it's trying to move, so it can't do the work. Elsewhere, you've got the Panzer IV coming in for the heavy fire on the conscripts in the building. Phases through, doesn't do the work. These conscript squad have been able to keep the sandbag fighting position for quite a while there and managed to keep the fuel in his favour. So Noggano will possibly be able to get a KV-8 out perhaps, who knows. If he hadn't lost both one of his Su-76s with veterancy, he'd probably be in a much better position here. He did manage to save his manpower and spend it on what he'd like to. Obviously he could have brought the shock troops out a lot earlier than that. didn't have to wait until it was like a mini shock army. Just have a drink of this Prosecco from a pint glass. Let's have a look what's going on in the west. East rather. Rakettenwerfer gets found out by the Panzer IV. A lot of work being done here. But yes, Noggano has still managed to keep the victory points. He's used the Vet 3 Maxim to cap there. 21 kills for a Maxim. That's a hell of a lot. That's almost like a sniper. Just shows you just what a brutal contest it's been in the West. Most of those kills were attained there. Here we go. Vet 4 Focus Grenadiers pushing. The Kugelwagen's been largely useless. It has been using detection for most of the course. That is what it's useful for. Blendenkorper goes in, as does the Bundle Nade. Bundle Nade gets 2 kills on retreat. Good use of multi-abilities. There's the Blendenkorper, there's the Bundle Model 42 grenade. Victory point needs to be targeted by Jesulin. He has been dropped to 278 here. IS-2 has now been fully repaired, only with that 1 kill, as good as Pintle Mount now. Does miss, I mean, IS-2s do tend to miss quite a lot. If they didn't miss, they would just be the best tank in the game, most likely. Here comes the stick of Zeus. Oh, just about misses the shock troopers. The Rakettenwerfer just hit that mine, lost 3 models and or 2 models rather. It is a Rakettenwerfer, of course, and they made a horrible noise on my headset. And it's going to do its damnedest to try and keep this fuel point, but you'll notice Noggano's victory point control. You've got to take your hat off to him. He's now 100 in the lead, 363 to 263. Still not had to use that demo either, so he's got that demo in the bag should he need it. But look at his munitions count. He should be laying mines and demos left, right and centre in my opinion. He should be using that combat engineer to just, you know, go to town over here. So we've got the Jagdpanzer with its trippy cloaking technology. The Panzer IV also pushing in. IS-2 still with just 2 kills. It's mostly just a big shock unit, a big 122mm cannon. Still keeping that victory point, that's what the big story is here. And where's the fuel for Jesulin? He's on 160. He's now 150 away from having the King Tiger at his disposal. Obviously PopCap wouldn't allow him to publish it onto the field anyway. Maxim in position, trying to wait for any engagements that come into the west. He's got 2 Maxims there and the Zeusgun, just keeping them west. Whilst in the east, Rakettenwerfer gets a shot from Plug. IS-2 misses. Blitzkrieged away, or as it's called for the OKW, Combat Blitz. And the IS-2's now been really good unit. It's got 5 kills, almost veterancy 1. It's really starting to work for Noggano. It's all going to be about the King Tiger in the late game. What a great game. I'm so glad I chose to cast this. I mean, I know Dan and Magpie used a poll, so they just went with what the poll said, and the poll went for the most popular players, Love Nest and Cruz. But you've got to cast Noggano versus Jesulin. It's such a great grudge match, and it's on Angerville. What a cracking game we're watching right now. I'm really enjoying this. Here comes the Stick of Zeus. Probably on the Maxim. Will it detonate the demo? No, it won't detonate the demo, but it will kill, nearly destroy the conscripts on retreat. They retreat through Hellfire and Brimstone there. Shock troopers capping the fuel. Victory point still in his control, but this may be the first foray into this western victory point for Jesulin. Obviously the demo's waiting for him when he finally gets there. So look at all the veterancy on the... Look at that veterancy on the top left of your screen. Vet 3 on 2 Maxims, 3 conscripts, 1 combat engineer, and also on this Su-76. He's only got 2 kills, but it's done a lot of health damage to the Panzer IVs. IS-2 comes over to the west to stop this action. Does take a big shot from the Vet 2 Jagdpanzer. The Vet 3 Panzer IV is in pursuit. Conscripts are going north of this engagement. They're going to try and flank it and get an anti-tank grenade off. This is big now. Also, you've got incendiary artillery put down. Going to just massively push away those focus grenadiers and the MG34. Will we see the anti-tank grenade go in? No health damage on either of the tanks, so there's no point quite yet. Cooperborg doing a bit of suppressive work. Got this MG34 also doing the same, pushes away the conscripts. Oh, these Fallschirmjägers are very close to that demo charge. We'll keep watching that right now. Maxim is suppressing them. Will they retreat? They're pinned now, so they're no longer capping. So they're going to retreat. Demo, demo, demo! Oh, kills the Fallschirmjägers. Great demo from Noggano. Shock troopers in the east. Currently capping the munitions. They still can't obviously push for that there. And here we go, we've got another Panzer IV building for Jesulin. He wants to keep up the pressure. He does not want to save for the Königstiger. He wants to keep up the pressure, and he's probably wise to do that in fairness. Panzer IV finds the shock troopers, kills 2 models, pushes them away. Elsewhere in the west, it's all about the Maxim fire, the heavy Maxim fire on this MG34, pinning it to the ground. Combat engineers are going for the western point here, which is currently occupied by Vet 4 Focus Grenadier. Stuka for Zeus, its 4th barrage on the Maxim. Is dodged by the Maxim, still loses 3 models. Is going to retreat to go and get healed, and that's a wise thing to do. Incendiary grenade goes in on this combat engineer. Doesn't actually hit, is well dodged. IS-2 taking a big push for the Jagdpanzer, just get pushed away, and the Vet 3 now, Vet 3 Panzer IV also comes into the engagement. The Vet 5 Focus Grenadiers with the Panzer Strike also come in. The bigger story here, though, is now Jesulin is down to 200 victory points. 2 victory points currently occupied by Noggano for the most of this game. He's got a 2-front approach on Angerville. This is great to see. Sometimes Angerville is a snooze fest. I mean, one side occupies one side of the field and the other side occupies the other side of the field. And in this case, it's been a north versus south. Both sides, west and east, occupied. Very fluent and fluid confrontations on both sides of the field. Very great to watch. Looks like we've got light artillery barrage again here, trying to push away the Focus Grenadiers. A demo, by the way, a demo is in the east for Noggano. He does have a respectable... How did he... he saw that with the Stern Pioneers. So he is beginning to learn his lessons now. Finds the Panzer IV, does miss. Nearly needs a better gunner, because he keeps missing absolutely everything, does that Panzer. Another demo here on the western victory point. Shock troopers capping the cutoff. Look at this armour for the Okinawa area. Let's pan the camera a bit so we can fit more of the screen in. IS-2 is up against it, but look at the amount of deflections. It just deflects 3 rounds. What a great roll there. This gun does find the rear armour, seemingly, of this Panzer IV. Is going to have to retreat. We do have anti-tank grenades coming in. If we see an anti-tank grenade on this Panzer IV, it's a goner. It's an absolute goner. Will we see the anti-tank grenade go in? Yeah. Damaged engine. Given. Big shot from the Vet 3 Su-76. Kills the Panzer IV. Oh, but here comes the Stuka for Zeus. Not actually that much action there. We'll be able to retreat. There is a demo charge waiting for this Focus Grenadier when it comes into play. We'll have to watch out for that one. Elsewhere in the east, we've got a little micro engagement between a 2-man Stern Pioneer and the Vet 3 conscripts. Interesting engagement. I predict the conscript will win this. No, just dropped the model. Let's have a little drink whilst it's happening. Vet 3 Maxim doing great work there. Now up to 26 kills. Ooh, Vet 2-man conscript so close to another demo charge by Noggano. Could you lower the volume, Andy? Oh, demo. Could not see what was happening there. If he'd just got into the line of sight sooner. Does manage to kill the squad regardless. That was the MG34 going down and killing the weapon. Panzer IV is redirecting. Look at that very deep shoe mine there. That's an interesting one. Also, on the other side, there's a very deep TM35 mine. So, yeah, nice little bit of symmetry there. Trying to protect themselves from very deep pushes. IS2 getting aggressive, trying to push in. Deflecting shots, the ref right and centre. This Rakettenwerfer doesn't stand a chance. The Jagdpanzer will, however, penetrate. Probably need to go cloaked to use the Rakettenwerfer to penetrate it on the first hit. Ooh, another stick of this shot. Oh, bigger shot this time. Well, again, it killed 3 men on this. We'll notice the Soviets are getting a little bit more aggressive, pushing up with their combat engineers. Oh, the Jesulin has bitten the bullet, so the Stukivers did do work there overall. The Su-76 was the weaker target, and it did nearly get hit by the Shrek. It was facing the wrong way. It's now going to be able to focus on this Jagdpanzer. Here comes a conscript squad. He's got to watch out for the anti-tank grenade again. Here it comes. No, didn't quite get within range. Jagdpanzer eats a big shot from the Su-76. Will the IS-2 push in? The MG34 is going to suppress the conscripts. The victory point still in Noggano's favour. He's now pushed Jesulin down to 141 and dropping. Again, he's using his squad to keep this fuel point over here. What a game we're watching. 42 minutes in. Doesn't seem any sign of stopping quite yet. I'm so glad I've cast this game. This is a game for the ages, seemingly. The shock troops doing great work there, pushing away. The Kubelwagen is now reared into action with a 1.15 capping speed, but he's going to get anti-tank grenaded if he's not careful. Did not manage to cap it in time. Great work from Noggano. Noticed the threat, oora'd into the capping circle, and threatened him with the anti-tank grenade to push the Kubelwagen away. Elsewhere, got Panzer IV going back to the Mechanized Regiment headquarters for repair. You'll notice Jesulin is up to 248 fuel, so if he loses a squad or something, he will be able to bring the King Tiger onto the field. Then smoke grenade from the shock troopers. Where's this Stukivers coming? Dangerous. Wipes this gun. He's going to be able to take it. No, he's not going to be able to take it because the MG34 found him. And because it was already suppressed, the suppression stacked with the MG34 and actually pinned him almost instantly. Another demo on the... God, this is dangerous. This is dangerous. Just waiting for that Volksgrenadier to get close to the demo. Just needs to be a little bit west of there. Oh, I see what he's doing. He's now baiting him towards it. He's baiting him towards it. Will the Volksgrenadier go towards the demo charge? Oh, that was unlucky. Jesulin's Panzer IV accidentally shot at the demo, purely by coincidence, and stopped the bait there. Very lucky for Jesulin. I'd recommend that Jesulin sends this 2-man squad into the VP capping circle, though he needs to do it, because here comes... By the way, that's the 2nd Panzer IV, the 3rd Panzer IV built this game, so 2 on the field right now. IS-2 rumbles into action to keep this victory point. Elsewhere, you've got this conscript waiting for anything that comes his way. Maxim facing the wrong way needs to correct that. Volksgrenadier finally neutralises the victory point in the southeast and stops the bleed. Big choo-choo train of tanks in the west here. Well, it's the Jagdpanzer and it's the 2nd built Panzer IV looking for a target. It's found the Maxim in its sights. It's got the conscripts should it need it. Elsewhere, you've got this Vet 4 now. Vet 4 first built Panzer IV Aufgeh. Doing great work. Big shot on the Maxim. However, the Vet 3 Su-76 does find him. 2nd shot in, dwindles him down to 60 health points. 60% of his health and going to push him away for the long haul there. To be honest, I'd like to see an assault on the Schwerpanzer right now. I think you could actually manage that. He's got 2 Su-76s, he's got the IS-2. It would be a nice little alternative. Here comes the Rakettenwerfer, here comes the new Su-76. Misses on the Jagdpanzer. Pushes the units away. Anti-tank grenade goes in. Will the IS-2 come into this? Yes, he will. He's rumbling into action, going over to the west. Looks like You've still got this demo by. Look where that demo is. It's right in that crater. So should the units try and take cell refuge in that crater, they're going to get fucked up, basically. IS-2's coming over here. He's looking for that Panzer IV. It's quite obvious. Just take a little bit of a pounding for his troubles. But Panzer Shrek's coming in as well. Oh, he's been found out terribly here. Needs to retreat from this engagement. Jagdpanzers took a big shot in, probably on the hunt. No, the Panzer Shreks are going to try and get the kill. Will they get there in time? No, they won't. The IS-2 does survive. I heard infantry lost. I wonder what that was. Oh god, the Vet 3 Su-76 dies from the Panzer Shrek fire. Also, here comes the Stickerversuch. Big rocket artillery engagement. Wipes a Zisgun. Suddenly we've seen Jesulin getting very aggressive. What's happening over here? Is he close to the demo? No, he isn't. He's south of the demo. He won't be detonated quite yet. Looks like Jesulin's in the ascendancy. He's got 104 victory points. So Noggano has a lot of victory points to fall back on. He could really push the agenda and push this into this uber late game, should he want to, if he manages to keep his preservation going. I mean, he just lost 2 Su-76s. He's kept his all-important IS-2 alive. It seems like Stern Pioneers were lost at a time because he's currently rebuilding some. He's got to keep sweeping for those demos and mines. You'll notice right now, he just had a triple cap on the go to Jesulin. He's managed to cap the southeastern victory point, so although he has 104 remaining, he'll be able to stay in this engagement for a while.
Crew ready.
Come here. Quick, get here. Someone. Oh, sorry. There's actually some very dramatic guitar music going on in the background. You won't be able to hear it, though.
All complete.
Finally does actually match the mood of the game. It is actually coming to a frenzy right now. MG34 is going to keep this eastern engagement despite the conscripts being present. Well, he does have the western victory point, so all he does now has to do is capture the southern one, but as soon as the MG34 sets up, it's going to put a little bit of a damper on that. Here comes the Vet 5 now, Vet 5 Panzer IV. Look at the amount of veterancy bonuses it's got. IS-2's getting into position, they're going to take a big shot at it. Doesn't get line of sight in time. Also, you got the Vet 3 Maxim's been found out. Will it get taken here? You could get the Maxim bug where each squad, if the model trying to pick up the Maxim gets killed, it is so brutal because it takes ages for them to pick it up again. And they often end up relinquishing the weapon and dying as a squad in total. Oh, big shot in there from the Su-76. It's a shame he's not going to have line of sight on it for the Rakettenwerfer. For the IS-2 comes, but it's way too late. Very slow tank to move sometimes. So Jesulin does have this western victory point. He is going to be able to push in. Vet 5 Panzer IV coming back over to the west now. He's going to try and keep this western victory point. It has swung in Jesulin's favour. Noggano's got some serious thinking to do. Although Jesulin is at 98 pop cap, 700 and manpower and counting. Noggano's not quite there. He has, you can notice he's got 90 pop cap, which shows that he has been losing in the past 5 minutes. And can we be seeing the OKW super late game really beginning to show and push the Soviets down? Maybe what we're about to see. Going to write a message in Stormless's chat. No, I won't. That'll be bad manners. I was going to say you don't know what you're missing because they're watching Love Nest Cruise, and you know it's Love Nest, isn't it? Although to be fair, I'm seeing it on my other screen. I mean, Cruise doesn't seem to be doing too bad in this particular game. He did get beaten in the first one though. Another demo goes down. I think the MG34 would have seen that. Here comes the Stickerversuch. Big shot in. Ooh, nearly wipes the both anti-tank pieces there, but doesn't manage it in fact. Not seen the victory point taken. Oh, he's right on a demo there! Demo. Come on, Noggano, don't make a fool of me. Just blow the bloody MG34 up before it's too late. He's too busy concentrating on the west. You've got Panzer IV's absolutely marauding into his territory. Zisgun's watching over them. And it's a gaze was averted. You got the IS2 reversing into the situation. Not the best way to approach things, but it did actually bounce a shot using its rear armor, which you don't often see. Oh, but it gets brutalized by the Jagdpanzer. That was unfortunate for Noggano. And it wasn't even the reversing that did it. It was just the brutality of a Vet 5, a Vet 5, a Vet 5 Jagdpanzer that actually did it for him there. And Noggano is utterly fatigued right now. He didn't even notice the MG34 on the victory point. And it's all looking south for him now. He's just shown such a great flurry of activity in this particular game. There you go, the IS2 just now succumbing to the flames. And to cap it all off, the Su-76 is going to go down. This great Panzer IV, the second one built, the Padawan, showing just how powerful it is. However, the Zis does find the Jagdpanzer, but it's too little too late. The Volksgrenadiers are marching. Great assault here by Jesulin, showing just why he's one of the greatest Company Heroes 2 tournament level players we've ever seen. What an absolute fantastic comeback. I mean, we thought Noggano was so powerful and in such a prominent position. Oh, that looks like a mine just got triggered. That's unfortunate for this Panzer IV, but if it gets away, it truly is game in this situation. I mean, I really can't see a way back in for this for Noggano right now. Taz's infantry is currently attack grounding the Zis guns, going to keep them out of the situation. Both of them, in fact, are going to go down. And then even perhaps the Raketenwerfer. This is just brutal. Absolutely brutal. And to cap it all off, the Stukavizus is currently ready to fire. The Zis is down, the Raketenwerfer is soon to be. There you go, that's down as well. Just this second Zis to go, and Noggano hasn't got a hope, a cat's chance in hell. I don't know if that's a phrase, but I'm claiming it is. Yeah, look at that, the Vet 5 Panzer IV, the Vet 5 Jagdpanzer, and here comes the Stukavizus. Will it be on retreat? Will it be a great target? Oh, look at that brutality! Doesn't actually hit anything, but it's a very great show of pyrotechnics there. Is he going for the squish? No, he's not going to go for the squish. He's going to just push him at bay. Here comes the second IS-2. The IS-2, 2. Almost. Panzer's in cloak, waiting for the IS-2. Big shot in there. 30% of its health diminished almost instantly. Second shot down to 60 now. IS-2, really poor showing. Already below 50% health. Fourth shot does not hit, but he's feeling aggressive. Anti-tank grenade goes in, but it's only a Jagdpanzer, so it doesn't really matter that too much. And I really cannot see Noggano getting back into this, to be honest. This is Jesulin taking the win, in my opinion. Great. I mean, these two players have exchanged wins over big tournaments recently, quite a lot. I mean, it's in the Halloween Cup. You all seem to remember that Jesulin just fell to Noggano. Also in ESL, we've had quite the rivalry as well. Here comes the stick of Zeus. Only on the base territories, nothing happening. Is that lag or is the game over? The game is indeed over. Great showing by Jesulin there. Great game by Noggano. Unfortunate that Jesulin's... look at that projectile in midair there, just about to smash into the forces of Noggano on retreat. But yeah, that was a great game. 54 minutes on the clock. I'm going to post that on YouTube. Hopefully you'll enjoy that. Thank you for watching, and I'll see what's happening with game 2. And goodbye.